Let's proceed at all times, not to be from moment to moment. It's not enough to bless being. Samsara is always there. Otherwise, you're gonna be uneasy and unbearable. Because this is linking to the emotions of samsara to oneself. Therefore, it becomes uneasy. Uninvolved within the uninvolved itself has to be at all times. No grasping on its own has to be at all times. If there is a gap, there will be an uneasiness. There will be a lot of receiving from samsara's karmic difficulties. Proceed simultaneously within and without. Disengage on its own at all times. The essence of the enlightenment at all times to be given. This will be enough to purify samsara, because the body and mind has been formed up already. Let's not become like a target. If the purification is not at all times, samsara will be coming to step over on top of yourself, helping each other to be sinking in, being sticky altogether with you. If there is a gap that is not sharing the blessing at all times, not discarding on its own, there will be just emotions of samsara sinking in, drowning in, stickiness overlaying on top of itself, vedana on top of itself. This will become unbearable, irritated. An involvement on its own is to be given at all times, disengaging on its own at all times, in the way that there is no need to be concerned with living the life, having the mind or not, seeing or not seeing, knowing or not knowing. Let's end all paripod, all the burdens. Directly share the essence of the enlightenment, non-attachment on its own at all times, disengaging on its own at all times. If not, then step back to disengaging on its own, again and again at all times. This will end all the irritation, end all the boredom, all the desires, end all the unbearable. There is no need to be tolerated or not with anything. This is because of the discarding is not given at all times. Discarding on its own is not given at all times. There is someone or an attempt to dwell that is in between. Therefore, there is the ability to tolerate or not with something on and on. Therefore, all this bearable or unbearable is because of fixated within stillness, within the still indifference, seeing and knowing that is sustaining itself. Therefore, it becomes the unbearable. This is the unbearable within itself. All the sustaining, the maintaining, is itself the anicca, the unbearable, is the suffering in itself, the dukkha. Itself that is not itself, but there is an attempt to become itself. Therefore, it becomes unbearable. Itself that is not itself, when it's trying to be itself, it becomes unbearable right there. No, it's not no itself has to be given at all times. Any sentence must be fluent. If you say you are not fluent and skillful with this sentence, this is because of the grasping mind, still grasping, still think that it is. Every sentence is not it. No is not even no itself. How can any sentence become it is? If any sentences is compatible or not, that is already complicated. That is not magnificent with the great compassion, because every sentence is the same essence. There is no need to grasp for any sentences at all. It's not about grasping. Sentences releasing the delusive attachment is not to be grasped. Therefore, you can use every sentence, because within samsara there are delusion and delusive attachment and the desire. You can always help them. Therefore, every sentence is not to be grasped. It's not to conclude and grasp for the conclusion. Therefore, don't say that you can understand in that sentence or this sentence is compatible to you. Every sentence is to be concluded for samsara. Disengaging on its own is meant for everything simultaneously. It's not to be understood within oneself right here. It has to be given at all times. The sentence that is said, when saying at all times, it will happen accordingly with everyone. Just listen. Listen. Listen to whatever that is said. Just follow accordingly. This is not to memorize anything. Just like when you listen to a song, listen more and more, then you can sing along. The important point is that it's beyond heaviness or lightness, because uninvolved within itself, there is no need to be concerned with any state of mind about heaviness or lightness. This is no need to be by propaganda. Just continue onwards with the essence. Anyhow, every sentence that you listen to, it will pop up in your mind by itself. It's like you can hear by heart, memorized in the heart. Everyone has memories. That's it. When it's our times, then it's ending all burdens, no concern. And all about adding on top. When it's diligence that is continuous, that is the great compassion. Diligence of the great compassion. The great compassion that is diligence beyond itself, beyond often, beyond diligence, beyond effort. Why is it like this? Because the stream of samsara will be unbearable without any reminders. The suffering of samsara will stimulate itself later on. The samutai of samsara will push you to share the great compassion, because you has been formed up amidst samsara. You cannot escape. It will make you continue to purify samsara onwards. You are amidst samsara. It's impossible to run away from it. The Buddha is still around, holding space to purify samsara through the emptiness. This is not to liberate, to be escaping from samsara. This is not to release from all things. It is instead to help through releasing for all things, disengaging as well. Disengage simultaneously for all things. If samsara is not ended, don't say that you are ended. That is not true. Is there something like this? Yes, there is. It's there. Who knows the Arahant still amidst samsara in the way that has no identification within it. If the great compassion have still maintained body and mind, that body and mind will be like a target. The karmic difficulties and hindrances and Vedana, the samutai of samsara. However, there is the purification of the extinction, that is the foundation from the Arahants, that already there, as always. They are amidst samsara in a way that the purification of the extinction is always there as the foundation. Therefore, the essence of the great compassion of the Arahants, how many 1,000 of years that they still remain with the body and mind, is subjected to their intention. They still purify through the extinction for samsara, amidst samsara. If the Arahants linking to samsara, the purification will appear right there. If the Arahants think of you, you also will acknowledge it. If your knowing is still cross, however, the Anupap or the mighty force of the blessing will purify for you and for all beings through the extinction and the emptiness. The mighty force is instantaneous and promptly through the extinction and emptiness for all beings. they're still blessing. They are team blessers. However, samsara needs to listen to the verbal, which be founded with the essence. Therefore, we need to listen. In this way, samsara will not turn around. When the Arahant use the pure mighty force, it's like a flash. The releases happens all at once for the beings. When they step away, when they don't think of the beings, it's like the purification is temporary. However, there is some cutting for the karmic difficulties for the beings. The amount of the beings in samsara really challenging the great compassion from the Arahants and from everyone. Therefore, uninvolvement within itself, it has to be meant with everything simultaneously. The great compassion that is shared, helping through unwinding and releasing instantly. If there is a gap without the great compassion, without reminders, that will be sticky. That time there is the unbearable that is happening. Discarding on its own must be at all times. This is not at times that you think that you discard the discarding itself. Let it be at all times. Let the essence be continuous. Continue from the reminders continuously. No grasping on its own at all times, continuously. At all times. First, there is the reminders, which is the terminologies. But further, the essence or the mighty force continue endlessly. Each time there is the reminder, it will stimulate the essence into the great compassion. The essence turn into the great compassion. The reminders will stimulate more great compassion, more and more and more and more. That is the power of the blessing. That is multiplies by reminding, not asking from any graces, but from each one, by oneself, by one's blessing, by oneself. Just like each reminder, it purifies itself. It makes the power of the essence become more of the great compassion each time. It will continue to progress. It's like it's extending the boundlessness further and further throughout the samsara. Therefore, let's purify the frames of samsara, because samsara has it. Therefore, diligently remind the reminders that purifies itself. It will purify the flames of samsara through the boundlessness. It becomes collective power of the boundlessness. This is not individual blessing. It turns into countless, endless, collective power of blessing. It is the mighty force of purification for samsara tremendously through Mahasunyata Nibbana. Where are you going to find the alliance for blessing? Huh? Who will help you blessing? Everyone has to continue blessing by oneself, and the collective power will happen automatically. The collective power will happen within samsara itself. The skills will be from the blessing within samsara. However, whoever that is deluded with samsara, it's impossible to be genius with blessing. Without causes, there will be no great compassion that is formed up. This is something that is inevitable. How many hundreds of years you want to be escaping into Nirodha Samabhat? You still amid samsara again as usual. In conclusion, just help purifying altogether. Let's help. Definitely, without great compassion to be continuous, the gap will create the unbearable within oneself. Brahma realms also still amid samsara. Deva realms, human realms, all beings, all minds still amid samsara at all times. It's impossible to get away from one realm to another. Any realms still amid samsara as usual. Even the great blessed fortune of the great perfections still amid samsara as usual. Those who wish for the pure lands, Sukhavati, still amid samsara as usual. Just like that. In conclusion, just help blessing, just help purifying altogether, continuously. Not other thing else. No other context. It's just the great compassion purely. Just be clear with the great compassion essence.
คิดว่ารอดเหรอไปอยู่แดนสุขาวดี
You think you can get over something when you are in that Sukhavati land. It's just a
การอยู่
name.
ทั้งหลายนี่มันคือท่ามกลางสังสารวัฏก็อยู่ตลอดเวลาภูมิ
You
ไหน
are
ก็ท่าม
still
กลางสังสารวัฏเหมือนเดิมแดน
in
ไหนก็ท่ามกลาง
any
สังสารวัฏ
realms
เห
of
มือนเดิมมิติไหน
existence,
ก็ท่าม
any
กลางสัง
dimension
สารวัฏ
still amid samsara as usual.
ดังนั้นจนท่ามกลางแบบไม่
Therefore,
ใช่อะไร
amid
ท่ามกลาง
samsara in the way that is not about something in the middle of
ไม่ได้ท่ามก
samsara,
ลางแบบอะไร
so
ท่าม
that
กลา
it
ง
will be the purification of the extinction and emptiness, not like something in the middle of something.